Starvation, purging, the lengths that adolescents will go to just to fit in with the views of society are tremendous. 25 years ago, my mother lay in a hospital bed at the age of 16, hospitalized for an eating disorder she didn't even know she had. My mother had not eaten in over 3 days. Her body had become weak and overexhausted, and in the middle of school she had collapsed. After being rushed to the hospital, she was diagnosed with a severe case of anorexia, had nearly died, and was promptly admitted into the hospital. For 3 weeks, she was under constant surveillance, forced to eat even though her body no longer told her it was hungry, and her family waited in constant fear that she might not recover. 3 admittances and 25 years later, my mother still struggles with the lasting effects. When my parents got divorced, she weighed 103 pounds. Her stomach sank into her hip bones, and she still looked in the mirror and called herself fat. Through the years, I have watched my mother obsess over both food and appearance. It is only with my constant support through my teenage years that she now leads a fairly normal life. There are many issues imposed upon youth today by society, to include self-image. Anorexia is a common eating disorder in which you see yourself as flawed and therefore try to correct your body image through starvation. Anorexia is a serious illness that can cause lifelong effects and endanger one's life. Today we will discuss, first, anorexia is a harmful eating disorder affecting our youth today. Second, why early recognition is important in order to maintain the child's health. And finally, social and cultural expectations that have had a large impact on how we see each other as well as ourselves. Much of the information I'm going to share with you today came from Wikipedia, Women's Health, and the National Association of Anorexia Nervosa and Associated Disorders. Anorexia nervosa, also known as anorexia, is a harmful eating disorder commonly found in adolescents. Anorexia nervosa is an eating disorder characterized by immoderate food restrictions and irrationally fear of gaining weight, as well as disordered body self-perception, as described by Wikipedia. Also found on Wikipedia, while it can affect men and women of any age, race, and socioeconomic and cultural background, anorexia nervosa occurs in 10 times more females than males. Anorexia nervosa most often has its onsets in adolescence and is more prevalent among adolescent females than adolescent males. However, more recent studies show the onset age has decreased from the average age of 13 to 17 years to 9 to 12. Adolescent anorexia is a serious matter that I have left unattended and have many harmful effects on the child's health. Not only do eating disorders have immediate effects, but they are challenging to overcome and can pose lifelong struggles with health issues and healthy weight maintenance. Anorexia is most commonly identified by poor eating habits, but there are many other signs to look for when considering if someone is anorexic. Abnormal behaviors such as not wanting to spend time with friends, constantly talking about food, or not wanting to eat in front of others are common signs, as well as sensitivity to cold, extreme weight loss, and easy bruising of the skin. Found on Wikipedia, between 50 and 75% of individuals with an eating disorder experience depression. In addition, 1 in 4 individuals who are diagnosed with anorexia nervosa also exhibit obsessive-compulsive disorder. Treatment for anorexia nervosa tries to address 3 main areas. 1, restoring the person to a healthy weight. 2, treating the psychological disorders related to the illness. And 3, reducing or eliminating behaviors or thoughts that originally led to the eating disorder. While researchers have been unable to accredit anorexia to any one cause, there are many factors that tend to play key roles in the development of anorexia in today's youth. In today's society, we are presented with an image of women who are thin, but what is not expressed is that this is not the standard for most Americans. Adolescents aspire to look like the figures they see in media. Today, eating disorders have the highest mortality rate of any mental disorder. There are many causes for anorexia, although no single element can be blamed. Many causes are entirely out of the child's hands, such as traumatic experience or genetics, but other social and cultural values play into the diagnosis as well. According to Women's Health, women in the U.S. are under constant pressure to fit in a certain ideal of beauty. Seeing images of flawless, thin females everywhere makes it hard for women to feel good about their bodies. More and more women are also feeling pressure to have a perfect body. National Association of Anorexia Nervosa and Associated Disorders claims part of the reason why there is a large variance in the reported number of deaths caused by eating disorders is because those who suffer from an eating disorder may ultimately die of heart failure, organ failure, malnutrition, or suicide. Often the medical complications of death are reported instead of the eating disorder that compromise the person's health. 20% of people suffering from anorexia will prematurely die from complications related to their eating disorder, including suicide and heart problems. If we could change the views of society, then we could have the lives of our youth, save the lives of our youth. They are our future, but we are the present. In conclusion, 1. Anorexia nervosa is a harmful eating disorder affecting our youth today. 2. Early recognition is important and can help you save a child's life. And finally, social and cultural expectations have to change in order for us to change the views of ourselves. If the support of one child is all it took to help my mom overcome her disorder, imagine what the support and knowledge of a trusted adult can do for a child. If we promote self-worth and encourage children to realize that they are all beautiful, no matter their shape or size, we can help save the children of our future by preventing one eating disorder at a time.